everyone. Today we have with us Dr. H.K. Narahari, the Dean of M.S. Ramaiah University of Applied Sciences. Hello, sir.
Hello.
So, what is your take on myths?
There are different kinds of myths. Myths based on science, myths based on religion, myths based on misunderstandings or mistakes done by somebody else. Religious myths, for example, originate in every religion, whether it's Hinduism, Buddhism, Christianity or Islam. And these are based on certain interpretations of how the world is formed or what is the concept of God and things like that. Scientific myths are because of lack of knowledge or an understanding problem. For example, people assumed that the earth was flat for a long time, that all planets went around the earth. Of course, this was disproved or argued against by the Greeks, and they came up with a theory called heliocentric theory. Interestingly, this theory was accepted by the Greeks, but centuries later, when an Italian scientist called Giordano Bruno said the same thing, that the earth is going around the sun and not the sun going around the earth, he was burnt at the stake as a witch. Okay? After him came Galileo Galilei, who said the same thing, but still he was thrown in jail. Okay? This is the power of myths, where if the myths originate in religion, they can be very devastating, they can be pretty violent and dangerous. Whereas myths coming from misunderstanding of science, they are not so that bad. For example, people believe that when a person dies, for 3 days after death, his hair and nails grow longer and longer. This is a myth. It is not correct. What actually happens when a person is dead is the body starts shrinking with the evaporation of the liquid, vapor from his body, through the blood and water and everything goes away. So the body shrinks. When the body shrinks, the nails and hairs which don't shrink appear to become longer and longer. So this was a myth earlier believed by people, now people don't any longer believe it. People believe in India is that if you carry a lemon, it will ward off all evil.
Yeah.
I don't know where and how this poor lemon got this bad, omen status. But this is a myth which has nothing to do with anything. For example, many religions believe that there was a flood, and in that flood everything was destroyed and the world was recreated.
Yeah, Noah and Manu.
Noah's Ark there and Manu's the thing. What possibly could have happened is a local flood which destroyed everything, based on which people assumed that this thing has happened everywhere else. Okay?
So, do you believe in myths?
I am a scientist by training, so I believe anything which I can verify or prove, or in some cases it is accepted by a better scientist than me. But I always reserve the right to question.
Do you think if people would have questioned before, myths would have come into such existence today?
No, myths are there everywhere. So myths are always going to be there, because our understanding of the world, the nature, the universe is always going to be incomplete, because we cannot verify insecurity. So when they found particles which travel close to the speed of light, they were violating Newton's laws of gravitation and laws of motion. So there were experiments which could not be checked. Then Einstein had to come with what is called special theory of relativity, which is a correction on gravitational theory. You can see, always our understanding is going to be incomplete. So you will have certain myths all the time.
So with the advancement in technology and scientists discovering protons, what is your take on God particle?
God particle is a marketing term. Okay, what actually happens is they had a model of an atom. Originally, atom by many means it cannot be split.
Correct.
Then understanding improved. They said, okay, atom has neutrons and protons in it. Then when they found more and more things, better and better understanding, there are a lot of particles involved in that. Still, there is something which is missing. Something which is, without that you are not able to explain every phenomenon. So that thing is what is called God particle. That is, if I have that, I'll be able to explain it.
So do you think God can be consumed in a small particle?
No. You see, the concept of God itself has evolved over millennium, centuries. It's not that the God is encapsulated as a particle. It's what means is, in quantum mechanics and particle physics, there is something which is still missing. That is what they were hoping to find at the CERN experiment, and the journalists, the marketing people called it the God particle.
Correct. So coming to our last question for the day. So what do you think is the role of myths in a country like India?
In a country like India, where a large number of people are illiterate and who cannot read laws and things, it's one way to imbibe good behavior, good social behavior, and family values and values about what's right and wrong through stories, and converting them stories into myths, religious myths. So I think it has its value. So what you see as are this magicians or this people who exploit our belief in superstition into taking money and all that. And they will tell you that this man is possessed by something, or I will control. This is all rubbish. So if it goes in that direction, it is bad. But otherwise, it has a good thing.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
There are pros and cons, heads and tails as of a coin. Good and bad, hell and heaven, reality or myths, relics.